Hi everybody. I know that we don't make videos on the weekends for the Five Old Gays, and I know that we're still kind of figuring out if we're going to really get this channel going or not. But before the week starts, I wanted to address this and what I plan on doing with this channel next. I don't know. I've got to think about it. But I made a video on Thursday that so this is really for those who watched the video. Those who didn't, you can ignore this. I want to say that when I made that, I was actually trying to do a scene from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Now, I'm not sure if all of you have seen that movie, so maybe the reference was lost, and that's okay. That's all right. But the scene to me when I watched the movie was really, really funny. And so I tried to imitate it. I have to tell you, first of all, for those of you that watched it, I didn't actually really do that. I didn't. I was throwing stuff with my hands. I meant it to be really, really silly. That was my intention, was to come off ridiculously silly. And I was trying to go over the top just to be funny. And then, you know what? It didn't work. It actually didn't work. After I made the video and I put it up, I even talked to a friend of mine and I said, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think people are they're gonna get the humor in it because I think it's just too much. I honestly had that conversation. And I even said that to Shara. I said, I don't know. I'm worried about this because, I mean, in my head it's funny, but sometimes when you do something, it's not so funny. It like loses its humor. Well, that's what this video did for me. Like, I thought this isn't working. And then I just started getting really busy because I'm doing a lot of projects in the house and I'm doing we have so much to do before we move. And I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And then, I'm going to skip a bunch of details because a lot of it is just irrelevant and personal. And I'm not a gossiper. I don't like people that gossip. I think if you have a problem with somebody, you go to them before it becomes huge. I have my own opinions on how people should be, just like everybody does. And everybody's going to have an opinion about you of things they like and things that they don't like about who you are. And I understand this. And I think that this is something we all have to be really careful of, because when we feel emotion building up, and we don't talk about it, and then when we go to talk about it, it can become really, really large. And that's a cautionary tale that I've learned from my own personal experience, that I have to be careful with how I feel. And if I don't discuss it or take care of it early on, I'll handle it wrong. So, I got a letter from somebody who, I guess had been having issues with me for quite some time. And I'm not going to go into it, but I'm going to tell you, I never mean any ill harm. I actually don't. I am not a terribly judgmental person because it's something I've really tried to work on with myself. Because there was times in my life where I've been overly judgmental. And, believe me, I have tons of faults. I'm certainly not saying I'm perfect. I know that I'm not. There are lots of things that I don't like about myself and that I try to work on constantly. And even some of the things that was said in the letter were valid. I will say that it was valid. However, I do believe there's also a way to talk to people and a way not to when it comes to criticism and talking to somebody about how you feel. Because I would much rather have somebody come to me first and discuss their issues with me, especially if I think they're my friend, and work it out and figure it out. And I have no problem curbing my behavior and or figuring out, maybe you're right, I got to work on that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I know that I know I have flaws. I understand that. I'll never claim to be perfect. And I know that I will always have to work on who I am. I know that. And that's okay. Because we all do. Everyone has qualities about them that, even the best of qualities that you have inside of yourself will be the worst of qualities. any extremeness of who you are will have its extreme negative as well. It's okay if you have a different opinion. It's just what I feel. Like I am. The thing that I like about myself, I'm extremely complimentary. I don't look at people and say negative things in public. I try to compliment everywhere I go. If I see a cashier, if they're being nice to me, I'll say, "You look great today," or "What a wonderful smile." That's the kind of person that I try to be. But the negative side of it is sometimes it can go too far. Sometimes my compliments can seem crass or flirtatious and over the top. And I never mean to offend anybody. I actually don't. And it's something that I will continue to work on. And I'm not embarrassed to say what my flaws are. I don't have a problem with them. But what I do have a problem with is extreme judgment or opinions. Because if you really feel a certain way towards someone, you have to talk to them before it builds up. Because there's no way that that's not going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger inside of you till the point where you can't go back and fix it. Like I said, the video was deleted. I apologize to anybody that I offended. I may end up deleting this video after I feel, like the 5 old gays have watched it. And a couple people that I might have offended watch it. I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say.